Station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And coming up on the news at noon, 3 people are dead after a car crash on Rock Creek Parkway. What we're learning from investigations so far. And later, strong winds across the DMV yesterday caused damages in several places. But will those winds stick around? We'll have a check on your forecast coming up. And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Tosin Fakile in for Mark Hall today. Let's go right to some developing news out of D.C. this afternoon. 3 people are dead after a crash on Rock Creek Parkway. Park police are still working to figure out what led to that crash. Our D.C. News Now, Daniel Hamburg, is live on the scene with the latest. And Daniel, there is some movement behind you. Tell us what's going on.
Well, Tosin, traffic just opened back up here on Rock Creek Parkway about 30 minutes ago. Let me step out of the way so you can see where this dotted line on the ground is, where the crash happened. You can see some of the debris right there, where on Rock Creek Parkway near P Street. This crash happened around 1:40 a.m. Park police say it all started just a few minutes before, when one of these cars sped away from a traffic stop on Rock Creek Parkway south of Virginia Avenue. The 3 people who died were all riding in the same car, the one that was more mangled, and 2 adults in the other car, that darker Lexus, were taken to the hospital, one of them with life-threatening injuries. We don't know exactly how the crash happened, but both cars were pointed in opposite directions. Park police won't tell us what the reason for the initial traffic stop was. Here's why they said they didn't chase after the driver.
We have policies and procedures that guide our actions. Our officers are required to abide by those policies and procedures. And in this instance, the officer determined that the vehicle that fled did not meet the criteria for a pursuit, and so they did not pursue the vehicle.
So again, traffic moving smoothly here on Rock Creek Parkway. Still some remnants of that crash right there. We did ask Park Police if the families have been notified. They said not everyone has been notified. That's part of the reason why they say it's a sensitive topic. When we asked them which car was the one that sped away from police of those 2 cars, we don't have that answer yet, but they said that the investigation will likely take some time. We hope to get those answers soon. We're live in Northwest D.C. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Thank you, Daniel. And Daniel will, of course, stay on top of this, and we'll have more in our later shows.
Definitely is a wind tunnel for sure, a huge wind tunnel. Yeah. So it has been a little bone chilling.
My door, when I opened it, it like flew open because of the wind earlier. And like when I was driving, I felt like my car, like when you feel the wind kind of like pushing you a little bit.
Yeah, those winds were pretty strong happening now. Heavy winds whipping across the DMV. If you step outside, you'll see it shaking up street signs, flags, and even trees. And the strong winds also caused some power outages around the area yesterday, knocking down at least 1 tree. But that didn't stop people from doing a little sightseeing. Cleanup is already on the way. Pepco and Dominion Energy are only reporting a handful of outages as of this afternoon. Now, not only did the strong winds cause damage around the DMV, they also fanned the flames of an ongoing brush fire. This is video from DC Fire and EMS. It shows them fighting a brush fire in Southwest. Fire officials say the wind made putting out that fire more difficult. So what should you do if winds really pick up? Well, the National Weather Service says the safest place to be is indoors. If you do have to be outside, take cover next to a building. Stay away from roads or train tracks, as you could be blown towards oncoming vehicle. And if you see a downed power line, stay away, call 911. And while that wind advisory has been dropped, we still see some wind and chilly temperatures throughout the day. The district's hypothermia alert will remain in effect. If you know someone in need of shelter, call 311. And things are slowing down, but look at that camera. But the wind hasn't slowed down at all. Just look at that. Shaking Meteorologist David Matson joins us now for the latest. I mean, that is How fast is the wind moving, Damon?
Well, Tosin, I mean, that camera is on a pretty thin pole up there, so it's easy to blow around a little bit. Unfortunately, makes it seem more extreme. But we are still seeing some of that stronger wind out there at times as we go into the early afternoon. But Tosin was right. Things are starting to improve and calm down. We mentioned those power outages. Again, not that many left over, just in parts of Frederick County, Fairfax County in Northern Virginia, and a few in D.C. as well. That power outages map certainly a lot less blue, which shows where those power outages are located as compared to yesterday. But looking at those current wind speeds, yeah, it's still not completely calm. We still are looking at steady 15 to 25 mile per hour winds, especially right through the heart of the DMV and four-state region from Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Winchester over through central Maryland and northern Virginia to D.C. That's where we have the most blustery conditions. Now, here's the good news. Look back across the higher terrain. Those wind speeds are dropping, and that is a good sign as we do see things slowly calm down from west to east. But there you have it. We still have stronger gusts at this current hour, between 30 to 40 miles per hour across the heart of the DMV there. So that is why the National Weather Service, they may have dropped that initial wind advisory earlier this morning, but they reissued another one that stays in effect until 1 o'clock here. There you go, highlighted in the blue through central Maryland into northern Virginia, D.C. included in that as well. But again, this only goes for a little less than an hour before it's likely to expire. From there, well, we will see the wind calm down slowly this afternoon. At the same time, we'll still get to enjoy a lot of sunshine, slightly warmer temperatures. We're likely to jump back up toward 50 degrees this afternoon. And then by tonight, things should finally be back to completely calm. So the next thing we can look forward to, even warmer temps on Thursday. Just how warm are we talking? We'll let you know in your full forecast coming up in just a bit.
Y'all love Damon and Mother Nature. Thank you. Well, happening tonight, the city of Frederick will be hosting a community discussion about that deadly tanker crash and explosion. That meeting will be at Frederick High School at 6:30 p.m. On the panel will be the fire chief of Frederick County Fire and Rescue, the district engineer for the Maryland Department of Transportation, and the lieutenant of Frederick Police Department. Everyone is welcome to attend. And a new inflation report signals the rate of price increases continues to slow down, which is good news. But people are still feeling the burn of steep costs as the feds consider raising interest rates to find a fix. DC News Now consumer reporter Ben Dennis has sifted through data and found ways to stretch your dollar with our latest price check.
Let's start with the good news. The rate of inflation has slowed in the past 8 months, but the bad, essentials like food, they remain at higher costs than this time last year. And while the feds have slowly raised interest rates to combat inflation, they'll have to decide whether to continue this given the recent banking drama. The Consumer Price Index report out for February says that food, gasoline, shelter, and transportation services accounted for the steepest price hikes in February. And while there was an 8% drop in utility gas service prices last month, they are still among essentials most expensive compared to 2022. As well as transportation service and grocery prices, you see here grocery prices up 10.2% compared to last year. So let's price check between Harris Teeter, Walmart, and Giant, and foods with some of the largest increases last month. Start with bread, then ham and frozen vegetables. That increased the most. For a whole wheat loaf, the retailer's prices are relatively similar, but Walmart is out on top, $1.88. As for ham, Walmart also winning big, $2.28 a pound, $3.99 at Harris Teeter, and $6.99 at Giant. For frozen vegetables, also up in February, a close race for broccoli florets, 98 cents for a 12-ounce bag over at Walmart, roughly $1 more at the competition. So let's talk savings. Grocery rewards programs, many of them free, offering discounts. Plus, you can grab cash back on items from grocery rewards credit cards, but consumer advocates do say consumers pump the brakes. Keep an eye out for those late fees. Plus, those classic coupons, physical or digital, to stretch your dollar too. And just like we did, price check between stores. And some egg-citing news to crack into. The biggest drop in price last month, yeah, eggs. The Fed say that their prices decreased 6.7%, but again, flip side, bad news. They're still 55% more expensive than this time last year. Nothing to yoke about. Ben Dennis, DC News Now. Back to you.
Good one, Ben. Well, while the Federal Reserve was expected to continue raising interest rates, the recent collapse of two regional banks has some officials questioning if that's even the right move.
Inflation is down some, but not down a lot. Yet there's a chance that raising interest rates will cause more of a problem.
The process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go and is likely to be bumpy.
Yikes. Well, next week, the Feds will meet for a monetary policy meeting where they could decide if another interest rate hike will take place.
And then as soon as we heard about it, we actually got an email from our payroll company saying that like our payroll deposit wouldn't be processed because the payroll company runs their deposits through SVB. Then it was like a matter of telling my employees, well, listen, the payroll won't go through as expected.
Many in the same boat as Stephanie. She's the owner of the small business Red Panda Art Studio in Chevy Chase, Maryland, and is speaking out about the Silicon Valley bank failures having a ripple effect on local businesses. And meanwhile, the collapses of Silicon Valley and Signature banks have also panicked depositors, wondering what will happen. Now, U.S. policymakers are stepping in. Regulators are guaranteeing all the deposits in the banks, even those exceeding the FDIC's $250,000 limit. And Congress is trying to act quickly to prevent future failures. Washington correspondent Jesse Turnier joins us with lawmakers' latest efforts.
We must act quickly to prevent the next crisis.
Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren's state is home to nearly a dozen Silicon Valley bank branches and offices. Warren said the bank's failure was entirely avoidable.
If Congress and the Fed had done their jobs and kept strong oversight of big banks in place.
During the Trump administration, lawmakers rolled back regulations on small and medium-sized banks, including the threshold set for stress tests and certain capital and liquidity requirements. Warren is leading a group of progressive Democrats to reverse those actions that they say led to the collapse of SVB and Signature Bank.
To load up on risks, run up their profits, pay their executives giant bonuses, and eventually blow the banks to pieces.
While the debate on Warren's legislation continues, Republicans are pushing back on the Biden administration's response to the bank failures.
Banks in Oklahoma, in rural towns, are about to pay a special fee to be able to bail out millionaires in San Francisco.
Regulators guaranteed all deposits, even those that exceeded the FDIC's $250,000 limit for insurance. Oklahoma Senator James Lankford worries community banks will bear the cost.
Quietly, taxpayers across the country are going to be affected by this.